My
Hello,
favorite has been
Iris.
what?
Hi.
My favorite is. Oh, never mind. All right, I'm gonna mute now.
You, yeah, you're in a rough spot.
Yeah, I am.
Well, I was looking forward to being out of the house and being at the community center. Why couldn't we still have done it?
Well, because 3 of my board members don't want to meet in person yet, and
Oh,
the governor says we can do it this way for another month.
yeah, okay. I need more things to get me out of the house.
You know, you could have walked up here and sat at the door.
Yeah, I already did my 5 miles today. You know, it's like come the afternoon, I don't want to walk anymore. It's so hot.
It was beastly today. I think it's supposed to break a little tomorrow, actually.
So, Iris, if you are walking 5 miles a day and not getting out of the house much, are you going from like the living room to the bedroom to the bathroom to the kitchen for 5
No,
miles?
but I'm out very early. Out like 2 or 3 times. I don't do it all at once. And I have different routes.
I frequently, when I'm coming to work around 7 o'clock, I frequently see you out and about, Iris.
Yeah. This morning I did, I went up Bluestone to the top.
Okay.
But that's only 3 miles. Then I can't remember what else I did. I think I still have 1 more mile to do, come to think of it.
Oh, if you
I
hurry.
have to get on my treadmill.
Well, when it cools down, it'll be nice to go out for a walk.
No,
You're done.
I'm done.
You're done with the outside world.
Yeah.
Somebody's phone is ringing.
Damn it, stop. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I don't have my video going because last time I ran out of power, so I'm not sure if that's what it is or if I should go back and try to get my video on.
Whatever you want, Jacqueline.
I think just that little white dot showing that I'm there is probably good.
Well, you can just speak up once in a while and let us know you're still there.
That's not like me at all.
No,
No,
hardly ever.
hardly ever. Ashley, did you get my email?
Your email.
I just sent it. That's okay.
Oh, no, I didn't get it yet.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Has something to do with bagels.
Oh, yeah, Bill told me.
Mm-hmm.
Bagels? Did someone say bagels? I'm there.
No. Love a good bagel.
We do know how to party up here, I'll say that. You'll also be happy to see I got a sponge for my sink, Jackie.
Oh, thank God. Wasting paper towels, a good paper product.
You know, every time I saw somebody over there washing with it, I kept saying, I know I got one at home. I just had to bring it in. And,
You know, I
Hillary,
did have you in my thought. I just bought a 9-pack of Scotch sponges.
well, I've talked about it a few times, and Hillary keeps saying, I got plenty. Here, take one. And she set one out this evening, and I started to walk out the door. She says, the sponge? I said,
Oh, that's too funny. Are any other board members on, or?
Laura is coming on now. Right.
Hi,
My
everybody.
pleasure. How are you?
Hi, Laura.
How are you doing? There's Iris. Yay. And Ashley.
Oh,
I don't know if Laura or if Richard's going to come tonight. He hurt his back and he's kind of
Oh.
laid out.
Wow.
Okay.
It wasn't playing golf, was it?
No, I think he blamed gardening this morning.
Oh, gardening.
Yes. I think he said Sunday he was down on his hands and knees gardening and he went to stand up and he heard a crack or a twist or something.
Ow.
Hello, Linda, Terry.
hi. Glad you made
Hi from Cape Cod.
Oh, you guys are vacationing?
We are.
Yeah, we're isolating up here.
Nice. That's not a bad place to isolate at all.
So who's isolating where?
We're in Cape Cod.
Terry and Linda.
Oh, Cape Cod.
Yeah.
What town?
Fabulous.
Falmouth,
Falmouth?
near Woods Hole.
Nice. So have you been to the beach or what are you doing?
It's very hot and humid, and we've been to the beach. Yeah.
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 Everybody's staying separate, luckily, and
Yeah.
The two of you?
all the distancing being done.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
It's hot.
I think tomorrow it's supposed to break a little.
Oh,
I know there was a heat advisory through this evening. So hopefully it'll turn a little bit. Hello, Nick. How are you?
He's quiet. He's got his, you're muted.
Hi. Yeah, I'm good. How you doing?
So are we thinking that Lauren's going to join us? I know you said
He
Richard's
just
like,
came in.
Lauren will be
he's just
up in a
joining.
minute.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, there he is.
He's just connecting to audio.
Yay.
Is Reggie around?
Reggie's around.
here.
Yeah.
Reggie's on.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Reggie. How are
I'm
you?
listening.
I'm good. How are you?
I
Theory
am
just
good.
Came on.
Yeah.
So we can't see you, Jackie, but we know you're there.
For the first time, I decided to block myself because my phone ran out of power last week. So I didn't know if it was because I was running a video too long or what.
Do you see us or you don't have
No,
anything?
I can see you guys just fine.
Okay. Councilman Rose, how are you tonight?
I'm doing fine. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
I'm as fine as a
Little hot.
bee's wing.
What?
As fine
Lauren?
as a who?
Fine as a
bee's
bee's wing.
I lost all sound.
A bee's
How does
wing.
a bee's wing?
You're probably
Wow.
better off, Ashley. Do you still have no sounds?
I'm sorry, Ashley can't hear us?
Can you
I'm
not hear
hearing
us,
everybody.
Ashley?
Uh-oh, Ashley.
I just want to make sure we're still getting taped, that's all.
Well, recording the.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
well,
everything.
There it is.
You good?
Yep, got it now.
Okay. So it is 7 o'clock. Councilman Hepner said he may or may not be joining us this evening. He said he hurt his back gardening, although I suspect it might have been from a brutal round of golf instead, and he's just not. No, that wasn't it?
Oh, no, he actually was, he was doing his impression of Oliver Wendell Douglas from Green Acres, and he threw out his back, I guess.
Okay, that'll teach him. So I called to order the Woodstock Town Board meeting of August 11th. I have an announcement here. So public be heard, we've been doing that at the end. So if you want to do public be heard, enter your name into the chat to Ashley. Everybody will get 2 minutes. And the first 5 that enter will get a chance to speak. I want to acknowledge we have Nick Henderson from Hudson Valley 1, we have Bill Kimball from the Freeman, and Felicia Kasich from Woodstock 1041 FM, representing the press here tonight. One other thing, I just wanted to do a quick announcement. I know there's been a lot on Facebook about masks and no masks and people, wearing them and not wearing them and whatnot. And, I've talked to a lot of people in town, a lot of the shopkeepers, a lot of friends, and most of the feedback I'm getting is that, we're doing pretty good, somewhere anywhere from between 70 and 90%. And that doesn't mean people necessarily have the mask on all the time, but that they're socially distancing or they have the mask ready to go. In the beginning of July, Woodstock had no cases. Over a couple of days to a week, we got one or two, and then we got another one, and a couple of days later, another one. By the end of the month, we had 5 cases, and then August 1st, we had our 6th case, and there was a little bit of a panic. And I'd just like to remind folks, we're still in the middle of this. The end is not in sight yet, as far as I know. We have to be careful. We have to maintain caution. We have to socially distance. We have to wash our hands. We have to wear masks. And one of the things that I pointed out to a number of people, particularly those who were panicked, there were a couple of really positives about the 6 cases. One, they were all independent, so it wasn't like one person got sick and made 5 other people sick. 2, that they had a strong belief at the county at the contact tracing that they didn't necessarily come from town, but that the folks might have got it from outside town. And 2 or 3, I would point out that within less than a week, we were from 6 cases to 2 cases, 2 active cases. And, so I did a little research. I've talked to a few people that I respect. I've talked to a couple of doctors, people I respect in the medical fields, I should say, because I respect all of you. And come on, Reggie, laugh.
That was pretty good, Reggie.
But, one of the things that I kind of clicked on was that 4 of these cases really cleared up pretty quickly. And the feedback I got was, yes, the masks and the washing of hands and the distancing are not 100% guarantee that we're not going to get sick. But they are a huge help if you do get sick in reducing the viral load and therefore the depth of your illness. So again, I just remind everybody, keep it up. We're in this for the long haul. None of us enjoys wearing masks, I dare say, but it's helping us immensely here in Woodstock. So please just keep it up. So that was it. Did anybody have anything to add?
No, I think we're doing real well. There's a couple little pockets of people that just aren't getting it, but as long as they just stay with each other, well, I don't know what you can do about it. I've mentioned it to them a few times, but they don't seem to want to pay any attention to it. So, but I would say 95 to 99% of the town's doing really well. So
see, you put it even higher than I do, and and the tourists. I really have to say that by and large, when I see folks walking around town, they're masked or ready to put their mask up, which makes me feel pretty good, because I think they're getting the message. They're looking out for us as well. So we just have to keep our fingers crossed and keep doing the right thing. So with that, I will roll into some resolutions. So I didn't print out my resolutions for the first time. I'm reading them off the computer, so I might miss this up a little bit. Be it resolved to accept the resignation of Gabriela Lima as Woodstock dispatcher effective July 21st, 2020.
Second.
So Gabrielle, if you remember, we hired her as both a dispatcher and a police officer. There hasn't been a huge need for her as dispatcher, and she's been putting far more time in as police officer. So they wanted to open up a spot for someone who might be a little bit more available. So that's what that's all about. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Be it resolved to authorize the town clerk to advertise for vacancies on various volunteer boards and committees.
Second?
Just for clarification, Jackie, I'll get you a list. Ashley and I'll go through tomorrow and just double check. I know we've got a couple of vacancies, but I'll get that for you.
And I guess because I know in January, we said that we made a resolution that Woodstock Times is our official paper for the town. And now it's folded into Hudson One. So when we say we're going to advertise, I'm assuming we're
It'll be
going to Hudson
Hudson
One.
One.
In Hudson One, okay.
And
of
also
course-
advertise online on the Facebook,
On
on
Facebook.
the town website, and at the various bulletin boards.
Okay, and of course, you know, the WEC is on the list, I'm sure, of having one.
Yes, Ashley's shaking her head, that we do have them, and the zoning board as well. All in favor?
I,
Aye. Whereas the town of Woodstock has received complaints regarding the speed limit and safety of Glasgow Turnpike, particularly between Upper Birdcliff and Rock City Road, and whereas the section of Glasgow Turnpike is 40 miles per hour, and whereas the town of Woodstock recommends that Ulster County Department of Public Works reduce the speed limit on Glasgow Turnpike from the current 40 miles per hour to 35 miles per hour or lower should they deem it reasonable. Therefore, be it resolved, the Woodstock Town Board requests the Ulster County Department of Public Works to have New York State Department of Transportation conduct a study on Glasgow Turnpike. And be it therefore resolved, a copy of this resolution shall be sent to the Ulster County Department of Transportation and the New York State Department of Transportation.
Second?
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
And I have a quick question. It reminds me to ask, I know in a previous meeting, we had a resolution regarding the 2 crosswalks coming away from House. Have we, I think we're going to get somebody in to look at those. Has that request been made to the New York State DOT to come take a look at those?
It has. It could be months before they actually do it.
Right, okay.
I
The
mean,
ball is rolling a little bit.
and the only reason they would get to that one quicker is because they're going to be doing some paving there in September. The speed, quite frankly, the speed study we asked for on Glenford-Wittenberg Road and this one, I don't expect it to happen before next year. I mean, that's how backlogged they are in doing these things. But it puts it in motion. And, you know, if things ease up and they have time, you know, it's possible they could get to it sooner. So, okay. Part of my problem is I used to check off each resolution as I read it. Now I can't. Actually, I could highlight it, I guess. Be it resolved to transfer the balance of the Town Hall Exterior Capital Project .073 to the Como Buildings Capital Project .084, and be it further resolved to close the Town Hall Exterior Capital Project .0373.
I'll second that.
Oh, yay, okay.
Okay, any questions?
Well, I guess I have a question. Can we do all, do these have to be separate? Can we read
Yes.
them all and do, okay, we can't just lump them together. Okay,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye. Be it resolved, I'll read faster. Be it resolved to transfer the balance of the Mescal Hornbeck Community Center Capital Project .074 to the Como Buildings Capital Project .084, and be it further resolved to close the Mescal Hornbeck Community Center Capital Project .074.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Be it
But
resolved.
you'll never beat Jeremy.
No, I'm not trying. Be it resolved to transfer the balance of the Town Hall Roof Replacement Capital Project .079 to the Como Buildings Capital Project .084, and be it further resolved to close the Town Hall Roof Replacement Capital Project .079.
Second?
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
So all that money went to the Como project. Be it resolved to establish the codes update reserve .026 to fund the cost of updates and revisions to the town codes. Be it further resolved to transfer the balance of the comp plan capital project .081 to the codes update reserve .026, and be it further resolved to close the comp plan capital project .081.
Second?
So this one I did a little different. I'm starting a new fund or new reserve to have money set aside periodically. We need to do updates on our different codes, and it would be convenient because sometimes this springs up in the middle of a year when we don't have it budgeted, I know we've missed a couple and let things lag a little. This will allow us to have funding available anytime. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Be it resolved to transfer from the Mountain View Parking Lot Capital Project .082 to the Mink Hollow Bridge Replacement Capital Project .088, and be it further resolved to close the Mountain View Parking Lot Capital Project .082.
Second.
So this one, I'm moving the money to help defray the costs for the bridge. Mike Reynolds and the guys out there at the highway did a great job on the parking lot. I suspect that the bill from them could have been higher. Mike was very generous with his time, and I felt that it was the right thing to do to help them out a little with some funding for the bridge. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Be it resolved to transfer the balance of the Parkson Dyna Sand Filter Capital Project .086 to the Reed Bed Capital Project .071, and be it further resolved to close the Parkson Dyna Sand Filter Capital Project .086. Yes.
Second. Oh, but Lauren got it.
So a couple of years ago, we did a repair to the filter beds down, or the filter down there at the water treatment plant, now we're going to move the money over to take care of the reed bed. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Be it resolved to transfer the balance of the electric car charging station capital project .087 to the general fund vehicle capital reserve .00800, and be it further resolved to close the electric car charging station capital project .087.
Second.
So this is moving money that we had left over from the electric charging station project. We are putting it into the reserve for the vehicles. I probably in the next month or so will be putting forward a resolution to take money out, a similar amount or possibly a little bit more, to purchase an electric car. If you remember, we were on the verge of doing that in March, and then life changed. But we do have money in this reserve that's dedicated to purchasing vehicles. And now with the staff fully back, vehicles are a little bit at a premium here. So we could use an extra vehicle up here for the different departments.
Bill, and that vehicle was going to be shared amongst?
It's a general fund.
It'll be a general
fund, but the biggest users will be
the town clerk.
Right.
Yes, whatever you say, Jackie. And the building department and
building
the
department,
assessor.
right? That's what I thought we had.
I heard assessor. Wasn't it building department and assessor? I thought that they were going to share.
They're going to share.
They're the two big ones. But Jackie's right. The vehicle will be available. You know, if the town clerks need to go to a seminar, or Ashley and Heather are going to a seminar somewhere and it'll be available. One of the other folks who's been using the vehicles a lot are Sage and Patrick from the youth center, who are still helping with food distribution and food shopping. And, you know, so they'll also be able to utilize it. So it's a general fund vehicle, and those are the two main departments.
So, and remind me again, so we were going to be getting an electric vehicle. So is this vehicle we're looking at getting soon, is it in fact electric?
Yes, we have a bid for the vehicle.
That was the Leaf, I think, right?
I think it was a Nissan Leaf. That's why I don't have the resolution up. I want to go back in, make sure the price is good. And then, I mean, I might even have it together for the next meeting, but certainly if not then in early September, I'd like to move forward with that.
Cool, very cool.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Where's the town set up 2 trust and agency reserves, the spay and neuter reserve, something on my screen, .1500 for the spaying and neutering of cats and dogs, and the rabies clinic reserve .07000 to host a rabies clinic in town. And whereas the town has not received or expended monies from these accounts in over 12 years other than interest, and whereas the town has a dog park trust and agency reserve to cover expenses to the town dog park, therefore be it resolved to transfer the balance of the spay and neuter reserve .1500 and the rabies clinic reserve .07000 to the dog park trust and agency reserve, and be it further resolved to close the spay and neuter reserve .1500 and the rabies clinic reserve .07000, and be it further resolved that the town post this notice at the town offices, the town website, and the town Facebook page, and be it further resolved that any person showing proof of donation and wishing reimbursement shall be paid from the dog park trust and agency reserve, and be it further resolved total reimbursements will not exceed the total amounts transferred.
Second.
So it's not, there's no clear way to actually close a trust and agency accounts. Those accounts are donated monies that were donated for specific use, and they can only be used for those specific uses. The state, the Association of Towns, and a couple of my fellow supervisors, we've talked over the last couple of months about, how to go about doing this, and that they say in the past this has been a method that towns have used. So basically what we're doing is the monies have not been used in over 12 years. And actually in one of the accounts, I don't think there was an expenditure or monies received for 20 years. So it's even longer. We're not doing either of those things. I think that it's in the spirit that that money was given to help animals. We do have the trust and agency account that will keep the money in Woodstock and go to helping at least dog owners. And we are advertising, and we have no list of who donated money, so we can't go back and ask people. But if they do offer some proof, we're offering an avenue for them to be reimbursed. So that's what I'm proposing here. Otherwise, this money is just going to sit here for the next 20 years.
Bill, can I just chime in for 1
Yes,
second?
you
So
may.
the town clerk's office used to run the spay and neuter, well, not spay and neuter, but the rabies clinic.
Correct.
And is that part of this or not?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. So what has happened over the years is that when I first took over, we had a lot of people that needed to have their animals with a rabies shot, but the county stepped in and started to hold clinics multiple times during the year. So over the first 5 years, the number of people that would come to our clinics dwindled. And so it was not really a good thing for us to do a rabies clinic, because we were having like 15, 20 people come, and to have a vet be there to administer it was costing us more than what we were bringing in. So the county really stepped up to it and allowed the town to bow out. So that's why we're no longer doing it.
Thank you, Jackie, for that, because I was really going to ask about a little history about that, and you chimed in, so that's perfect.
And I can't really speak to the history of the spay and neuter reserve, but I think it's pretty much similar to the rabies.
Well, that was Brian Shapiro many years ago with all the feral cats.
Yeah,
He was excellent with that.
Mm-hmm. With that, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, so let me just see where I am here. Be it resolved to establish the Street Light Replacement Project Capital Program number .090 to fund the replacement of existing vapor street lights with energy efficient LED lights, and be it further resolved to transfer $8,100 from the Woodstock Lighting District Funds balance to the Street Light Replacement Capital Program number .090, be it further resolved to transfer $700 from the Garden District fund balance to the street lighting replacement capital program number .090. Don't know why I put numbers in there and didn't put them anywhere else. Anyway, anybody want to second that?
Sure, I'll second it.
Okay. Any questions?
Can you just talk a little bit about the Garden District Fund?
So we basically have three different lighting districts. We have the general fund lighting district. We have the Woodstock lighting district, which is up, I think, the Bearsville area.
That's the garden lighting, I
Oh,
think. Isn't it?
You know what? Now I'm.
They used to call it the Gardens back in the old days.
You know what? Maybe that's the Bearsville Flats, and then the lighting district, I think, is up Rock City Road.
Yes.
And then we have throughout town, we have a number of other lights, which is in the general fund. I think that's the location. I should really ask for a map at some point, I guess. So we've got the three districts, Reggie. The Garden Lighting District is the smallest of the three. I don't have it in front of me, but I want to say there are 10 lights in the Garden District.
Okay.
The Woodstock Lighting District is the biggest one. That's the one around the hamlet, I guess. And then the general funds is you up and down 212, 375, the outskirts of town. So what the general fund will transfer money from the annual budget. There should be some savings in the maintenance department to cover that expense. The $8,100 we're taking basically from the fund balance, the savings account of the lighting district, and then $700. And that will leave each of those fund balances with over 15% of the budget, of their annual budget. So they'll still be very sound. So
why do we separate the districts? Why isn't there just one general fund for lighting?
Because the individuals in the various districts pay for it. So in the general funds, the lights up and down 212, 375, they benefit society as a whole. The lighting in the middle of town benefits the business district more, and the folks that live in that district. So it's those districts that pay for it.
Through taxes.
Yeah, through taxes. So each one of those, if you recall when we do the budget, there's two of those little funds, the garden lighting and the Woodstock lighting district that are separate budgets.
Thank you.
Well, up here in Bearsville, Reggie, we turn our street lights off at dusk.
Right. Like it dark. We like it pitch black over here.
I do.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Be it resolved to authorize the supervisor to sign a 3-year agreement with ChargePoint for the electric car charging stations.
Second.
Any questions? So this is a service contract to take care of our 4 car charging stations. It is a requirement since we are going to be starting to charge for the usage there, that we maintain a contract with them. And I would recommend, they do need periodic maintenance and repair. So I think it's a wise idea to have this. It's inexpensive insurance. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Be resolved to authorize the supervisor to sign a 5-year contract with PCA, Professional Computer Associates, for IT support. Second, for purpose.
I'll second for purpose of discussion.
So we have engaged the services of PCA for 2 years. Their contract is coming due, I think it's September. The existing contract called for an extension of that contract by mutual agreement with a 5% increase. The contact person that we deal with, he and I had a discussion, and Pam, and he said, we were looking for a little better deal, and They were actually happy to provide it. I think they felt that it's a good relationship for everybody. So they gave us a 5-year contract. The first year we'll see a 0% increase, and then we'll have a 2, 2, 2, and 2% increase over the last 4 years of the contract. I think that they've done a great job. I can tell you that, and this is no slight on anybody who's done IT for the town before, because everybody's worked really hard. But IT has always been a nightmare. We've always had small independent, almost individuals coming in to cover it. Now we have a company with over 30 employees that have expertise in all kinds of different programming and technologies, and I've not had a single moment of sleepless night over this issue. And I think Ashley, she and Pam deal with them the most. I'll let her chime in if she has anything additional to say about it.
There's just always somebody there that can answer a question, even about an individual. We had an issue with FileMaker. Not everybody can use FileMaker or can help us with FileMaker, but they found the person that could help us. And for like 2 months while they were figuring out, this person worked individually with us. And this is every time we have an issue, they find the best person for that issue and they send them to us to solve it. So there's never been anything that's been sitting and waiting to be solved. It's very immediate, and they put a lot of attention and effort into it.
I would also add that when this pandemic started and that, we had to reduce workforce and send people home to work, they were just, it was incredible how quickly they were able to get people switched over from the office to home. They came up with a solution. They put it into place. It was extremely easy. They worked very well with all the different employees to get them up and running. So it's just a really outstanding company.
I agree.
Yeah, you probably deal with them as much, close to the same amount as Ashley and Pam.
Yeah, it's nice to have somebody that can answer or get back to you immediately. So Ashley's correct. They're a good company.
And Ashley alluded to something. I mean, we did have one issue and it took quite a while, but it wasn't that we told them about it and it took them 3 months to get back to us. It's that they kept working on it and working out on it. And, I think they had some level of frustration because it just was not an easy issue, but they kept at it. And eventually it worked out really well.
I agree.
So I did have a question, and sorry for not getting back with you sooner, but I saw the exchange between you and Richard on that piece about they're not going to be held liable if there's any unauthorized access to the system. Mm-hmm. And I saw Richard's response was, but isn't that part of their job to keep our system secure? So, and I saw your response, Bill, that said, well, nobody will probably guarantee you. Yeah, everybody will probably want to say that they're not liable if there's unauthorized access, but where does the contract say what they are doing to prevent that?
Well, they're providing us with all the technologies to try and keep the viruses and the scanning to keep people out.
Right. So
we do have insurance that covers us on the monetary end of it.
That one thing that would be something in a contract necessarily, and correct me if I'm wrong, that they would go out and say exactly what program they're going to use in the contract, and that as a board, we would know what we're really trusting them to some extent, because, and not to, speak for anyone else, but to know what the best, program is to fight against that. I don't know that any of us would have that kind of background.
Well, right. But my point is, if something's in a contract, you can hold people to it. And if something's not in a contract, then you can't.
Of course.
And while they're saying that they're not going to be held liable if any third party has an unauthorized access, as I read through here, I'm not seeing what are they doing. Are they using Norton as a as a security measure.
Laura,
are
you
we
really
using-
should have come to me a week ago when I sent this out.
I know,
I could have got you more information.
well, we have another meeting in a week, so if we didn't approve this tonight, we've always got next week.
No, I'd like to approve it tonight. We need to move on this to get it in place. I mean, you did have this for 3 weeks.
Well, I didn't think I had it for 3 weeks. If I look at when you first sent it out, I didn't think it was 3 weeks ago.
Right.
Well, it would seem to, I think Richard's point, which he raised, I think a week ago, I think that Richard's point was a valid point, and it
And
would
Richard
be-
and I had a conversation and he was satisfied with it. They can't guarantee that we're not going to get hacked. Nobody can do that. And
Correct.
that's what they're addressing there.
Correct, but they could say what they are doing to keep us secure, and I'm not seeing, as I flip through Appendix A, I'm not seeing anything that talks about what they are doing to keep us secure.
I'll get you that appendix, and if you want to abstain from voting, that's fine.
I vote aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Laura, I'll get you that information, but I wish you.
I know, yes,
I could have had it. That would have been really easy.
yes.
And I just don't feel it's right to hold up something that's been out there for a while now.
Well, but it's a 5-year contract, so we're living with it for 5 years.
Yeah.
So I hear you, and I'll apologize because you're correct, but it is a 5-year contract, and it is a whole. I think it's a. I agree. I agree that there's.
The one thing I will say is that none of the other contracts, when we went out to bid the last time, we had 3 companies. Nobody specified what they were using. I mean, none of the contracts had that.
Well, I'm not saying to specify what they're going to use, but it should specify that they will be taking action to keep us secure. That they should be making a statement of intent that they will be taking some action to keep our system secure.
I think if you look through their other documentation, a lot of what you're talking about is there.
But we have one contract that's 20 pages, and I didn't see it, but maybe it's there. But
Well, that contract wasn't the whole. That was not 20 pages, I don't think.
I thought.
Listen, I'll get you the information. We could go round and round all night about this.
Thank you. And I have abstained.
You're welcome.
Laura, you abstained?
I did.
Okay, thank you.
Ashley, any public be heard?
Nobody has contacted me.
Okay.
Oh, Linda's raising her hand.
Okay, we'll give you 2 minutes, Linda.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to mention about the resolution about the speed limits on Glasgow Turnpike. On the third whereas down, I just wanted to make sure that didn't maybe create some confusion with the DPW or the DOT, and maybe be more specific in referring to the particular section of Glasgow Turnpike between Lower Birdcliff and Rock City, because it seems to give the impression, it says to reduce the speed limit on Glasgow Turnpike from the current 40, et cetera. So it gives the impression kind of that it's the entire Glasgow Turnpike, and we're not asking for that to be looked at, but rather that specific section.
Right.
And
Well,
things go from one committee
It does
to another.
say, it does say between Upper Birdcliff and Rock City Road, up at the top. I'll make sure that that's clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And it says that it goes to the Ulster County DPW to reduce the speed limit.
It goes to the county because it's a county road, and then the county requests from the state a study. So that the state will come in and do the study.
Okay, because it just in the wording, it seemed to say that it recommended that the Ulster County DPW reduce the speed limit. And that, they've said they don't have the power to do that, but rather have to go through the state DOT.
The county would reduce it based on a recommendation from the state DOT.
Oh, okay, I see. So it should go from Woodstock Town Board to the Ulster County DPW to the New York State DOT.
Say
Then
that
back-
again?
Then back to the county.
And then back to the county, right?
And then back to the county. Okay.
We appreciate it too, Bill.
Yes,
Thank
we
you.
Thank you
You're
very
welcome.
much. Yeah, very speedy response, and we definitely appreciate your work.
Okay. And I also have Felicia here in the office. She's got a question.
Well, aren't there two intersections? Because Upper Bird comes out from Glasgow and goes back into it.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I'll verify that we're talking about the closer, I guess that would be the eastern.
Right.
So.
Was she asking about clarification about Glasgow Turnpike also?
Yes, about Upper Bird Cliff, because there are two. So we're talking about the eastern end of Bird Cliff and Glasgow Turnpike and Rock City Road. They've already studied the other side. So, anybody else?
Well, yeah. I do want to clarify, Bill. Back to the contract, you said it was sent out 3 weeks ago. It was sent out on the 5th, which was not quite a week ago. So we didn't all have it for 3 weeks. You did say that I had it for 3 weeks. I had it for 6 days. So I apologize for not getting to you
I
sooner.
apologize.
However, I did not have it for 3 weeks. So I did.
Okay, 1 week. Sorry, my apologies.
There you go. All right. So anyway, so I did, in case people weren't aware, because there's so much going on in the world, it's easy to forget. But this is the month that is the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment being ratified. So 1 week from today, actually, I know we're meeting again on August 18th, was when the Women's Right to Vote Amendment did get ratified 100 years ago. So I just thought I'd mention that, because yay.
We posted that on Facebook, actually.
You did, yay. Okay, very nice.
And I guess I should also bring up, and I'll just remind the press to really talk about this, and Felicia, you too, on the radio. We're not doing great with the census, folks. You know, Ulster County as a whole is behind. Woodstock is not in great shape, and this is our opportunity to, you know, have a very accurate count. The better the count, the more federal fund money we'll see coming back. And this is money that's going to get spent someplace. So, you know, we should work really hard to make sure that we get the best count possible. I actually reached out to the individual who's in charge of doing the follow-up with the census and asked him if he could give me a list. He cannot legally provide me with a list of those who haven't filled it out yet. But what he did suggest is that, you know, just remind everybody, keep talking about it. And I'm asking all you guys, talk to your friends. If they haven't done the census, they should do it. If they have questions about how, they can call the office, and I don't have it in front of me, but we can get them to the website or get them to the appropriate place. But it's really important that we see a proper count here for both the town and the county.
Would it be worth the money for the town to send reminder postcards to everybody? I know it'd be the town's expense, and of course you wouldn't know who's taken it and who hasn't, so the postcards would have to go to everybody. But I mean, it would cost probably a couple $1,000s to send out postcards to every voter in the town of Woodstock. But it depends on, you know, it may be worth the investment if we think we're going to lose a lot of funding because people haven't filled out the census. Maybe it's worth investing in a postcard that goes out to every registered voter.
You know, the only other thing, again, we're in a spending freeze right now, so I'd like to try and hold on to as much as we can. We could do the same thing with a calling bank if we could, and that's actually what I was trying to do. You know, I've got a couple of guys over at the youth center. I was hopeful of getting a list of names and have them sit down and do some calling. But I'm going to try and get a list of the residents, and maybe we could, you know, all just get together and make a call, which might get a little bit more attention than a postcard. And, you know, you call 10 people in a night for a week or two, and we can all hit quite a few people. So
yeah.
that's...
Well, the other issue with that, though, is I can tell you when I use the phone numbers in the Board of Elections voter roll, half of them are, sometimes they don't have phone numbers and half of them are discontinued. So you'll reach more people if you use their address than you will if you use the phone number. But yes, the phone would be the less expensive option and you'd reach some people.
Right. So anyway, with that, I will call for adjournment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Lauren, where's the squirrel today? Or is it a possum? I can't remember.
No, it's a squirrel. And Hebner said I had a raccoon on the grill. It was actually a porcupine.
Oh,
And you cube them up, and then you use the quills for the little cocktail skewers.
Skewers?
For the skewers, yeah, you use the quills for the skewers.
Now let me ask, does it taste like chicken?
It tastes nothing like chicken.
Okay.
I was trying to think this morning, what's the smallest rodent I ever ate?
And what was it?
I think it's a squirrel.
Yeah.
I never went any lower than a squirrel.
Okay. It wasn't the one you got stuffed there, is it?
No, that one, he's got a little American flag he holds. I can't remember where he came from, but he found a home here, so.
Okay.
But I have a bad joke to leave you with, if
Okay.
you like.
All right, go ahead.
Thank God
If
we're
it looks like
adjourned.
we're going downhill, Ashley, pull the plug.
Thank God we're adjourned.
These two wind turbines are talking to each other. And the one says to the other, "What kind of music do you like?" He goes, "Oh, I'm a big metal fan."
Oh, stop. Oh.
Oh, well. So Bill, before we
Hey,
question.
I have one more quick announcement. It's actually a sad announcement, and it just, you made me think of it. Lou Gardner, who was a teacher at our senior rec program, passed away last week.
Oh, dear.
And I don't know if I have him to thank or curse, but I know that he schooled both Lauren and Jay Wenk in writing. So, but Lou was a great guy. He was a personal friend. And
Lou was a good man.
Is that Sandy's husband?
yes, yeah. So I
We
want
also lost Ted Orr, who is a musician in
Mhm.
Woodstock for a very long time and much loved, and someone that was there for every benefit you could think of. He would offer his time, and he's definitely going to be missed.
We also lost Sonny Baldwin, who was our late, I don't want to say late police chief, our ex-police chief's father.
former police chief's father.
Former, that's
Oh,
the word.
father. Oh, okay.
And he was also the ranger in the fire tower on top of Overlook for like 27 years. And all of us little redneck kids that were running wild in the woods really came to like him a lot. He was a good man.
Yeah, you know, Lauren, when I was first became a dispatcher, he was still up on the mountain in the tower, and I would get a lot of calls from him for smoke.
Wow.
In the area. Yep. That just goes to show that I'm pretty old.
Yeah.
Jackie, so
What's
if you
that
would
say about me?
You're the same age as me.
Jackie, if you would indulge me and just add that, even though the
Yes,
meeting
I
is
will. I'm going
closed.
to add Luke Gardner and Sonny Baldwin.
Yes, and Ted Orr, and just condolences
And
to
Ted
their
Orr.
family.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Good night, all.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Hey, Bill, you got a second?
Yes.
Bill,
Yes. Do me a
you got
favor.
a second?
Can you call me?
Sure, what's the number?
679-2113, extension 17.
Good night,
I-
folks.
I can
Okay.
barely
Good
hear you.
night, everybody.
Bye,
All right,
Jack.
yeah, do it right
Thanks.
now. Thanks.
Bye.
Alicia, thank you.